Are all Catholics complicit in child abuse? This isn't as unreasonable a question as you might imagine. Now, I'm not suggesting that all Catholics had some knowledge of what was going on or of particular abuses occurring within their parish. As individuals, I find almost every Catholic I know, which makes up almost everybody I know, to be good, generous, decent people. It is, however, how they act, or should I say how they fail to act, when they take their places in the pews every Sunday, that I have issue with. Their complicity in the Church's seemingly unending litany of abuse, their coercion of the vulnerable, their conspiracies against several states' sovereign rule of law, can be summarized in just one question. How do you think they pay for it? When a serial child molester is bounced from parish to parish, each time gaining access to new victims, how is that financed? When the church hierarchy takes on a top-notch law firm in order to obstruct the investigations of the state into potential cases of abuse, where did that money come from? When the level of conspiracy becomes so embarrassing for the church that they actually have to pay the paedophile to keep quiet about their actions, whose pocket did that money come out of? Yours. Every last penny of it. And when you found out where your money was going, you kept giving it. On Friday you'd read in the evening paper that the diocese had knowingly moved a suspected pedophile to a new parish. And on Sunday you put your money in the basket. Driving home from work you hear a news story about how the church has yet again been caught trying to hide files from prosecutors. And on Sunday you put your money in the basket. On Saturday night you may have watched a documentary detailing how the current Pope is the one who put in place the directives ordering bishops to withhold information from the relevant authorities. And on Sunday you put your money in the basket. Ignorance was the only claim to innocence you ever had, and it's long gone. A legion of sins has now been laid at the clergy's door, and you continue to give your silent approval every time the collection plate does its rounds. It reaps your tithings so that it can go on to sow a new generation of miseries. Oh, I'm sure this is the point where current Catholics are furiously typing their hollow defences about how much good their money does in the hands of the church, how your money is used to feed the starving in Africa, while also telling them that condoms actually help the spread of AIDS, how the church has for generations been seen to the education of the young, while telling these youngsters that if any of them should have the misfortune of being homosexual, it's straight into a pit of fire for them. You may argue that they've been seen to the medical needs of those who most need it for centuries. Unless, of course, you have the misfortune of being a pregnant woman, in which case you are relegated to the position of walking incubator, your life deemed less valuable than that of your fetus, even in cases where the fetus has zero chance of surviving the pregnancy. Would you accept this reasoning for anything other than a religious institute? If this was a trade union or a sports association that you were a member of, and you found that they had misappropriated your membership fees in such a manner, would you renew your membership? Because that is what you are doing each and every Sunday. So let's cut to the heart of the matter. I'm not asking you to stop believing in God or Jesus. I'm not asking you to give up this particular religion. I'm not even asking you to stop going to church. I don't demand that you actively protest each and every crime of the clergy. What I want you to do is this. Most parishes send out envelopes to their congregation in which they are to place their contributions. From now on, instead of putting in money, put in a note. It doesn't even have to be signed. On this note, explain to your priest that until such time as the church stops covering up the actions of paedophiles, until such time that it places the needs of children above its own image, until such time that it stops fighting people's right to justice, it will not see 1 penny of your money. If you are someone who is habitually generous and wish to continue helping your fellow man, there are plenty of secular charities that are much more efficient and will get your cash where it needs to be without risking it being misused in this way. The church loves its power, and it loves its wealth. And that is where you have to hit them if you ever expect them to change. Stop being complicit. In order for the church to change, its members have to change first. Take responsibility for the consequences of your decisions, and choose wisely who you decide to support. This is not my name. May your day be one of discovery.
He constantly plays favorites, setting nations against each other, tearing apart families, pitting brother against brother, the Jew and the Gentile, the Muslim and the infidel, the terrorist gaining heaven while their victims go to hell.
Religion is increasingly suppressed among educated people. It's not suppressed politically or legally.
Which is to say, at all. The passive stance of not practicing a religion does not in any way equate to actively suppressing it.